we're talking heavy today. So, listen, if it gets too hot, get out the kitchen. All right? But my Eagles, we lose at home to the Denver Broncos 21-17 in a much-needed loss. I think the Eagles wanted to lose this game because they showed no heart. And you know what? Let me give the Denver Broncos credit, okay? Sean Payton had these guys ready to play. They had the will to win. They showed some grit. They showed some championship heart, some championship fight in them. You know, flying across the country into the defending champions' house and beating them. Going into the fourth quarter down 17-3 and coming all the way back 18 unanswered points. Okay? We're going to talk heavy. The game, I'm not going to get into the game that much because there's a larger issue. Okay? You can blame the refs all you want. I'm not here to do that. We were up 17-3 in the fourth quarter. Were there some shoddy calls? Yes. But we were up 17-3 in the fourth, going into the fourth quarter. Get the job done. Finish the job. Finish it. So as you see on the thumbnail, I'm tired of all these dudes. All of them. Nick, Kevin, AJ, and yes, including Jalen, because he has some culpability in all this too. And if you've been on my channel, you know I love Jalen like a brother, but he has a part to play in this. He does. And I'm going to walk it down, but just stay with me. I'm not sweeping any of this shit under the rug anymore like we've been doing for the past year. All right? But props to the Broncos. Let's start with Kevin because he's the easiest to pick on right now. All right? Do I think he needs to get fired? Not necessarily, not per se. But if we look at the first half, he called a good game. He called a good game. The ball was moving. We were moving down the field. We were putting points on the board. We were up. But at the same time, why can't we put two halves together? Why can't he put two halves together that finishes out the game? That's an issue. That's a big issue. All right? The first half, the first quarter of the season is done. We're now starting to get into the teeth of the season. And we lose at home. That's unacceptable, man. Look, if you want to blame Kevin for everything, fine. Whatever. But I'm looking at Nick as well for allowing this shit to go on. He won't address his boy, telling him to call better plays to finish out the game. Why does Saquon only have 6 carries? Situational play calling. You have to know where you are at the time of the game is going on. And the shit that Nick is allowing between AJ and Jalen, we're going to talk about that. Because I'm tired of that too. And we're going to get to, look, man, in my last video, it sounds like I'm upbeat, but I cut out 18 minutes of me giving all 4 of these dudes the business. I cut out 18 minutes of really talking about these dudes, and we're letting it fly now. We're letting it fly because it's affecting the whole team. All right? And another thing, last season, at the end of last season, I deleted all my videos that I did because it's taking up space in my hard drive, except one video. What did that video have to do with between AJ and Jalen? I didn't post it because people were still in denial. And I'm like, you know what? I'm seeing how people are responding on X, responding on Twitter and YouTube comments. As soon as somebody brings up the truth about Jalen and AJ, that they're not friends, that they're not boys, they get crushed. Fuck all that. We're talking about it. All right? we're talking about it. And Nick has allowed this to go on. And in fact, you know what? Just to show you that it's real, we're going to play a couple clips just to let you know.
The person that's complaining need to be accountable. And I'm just being honest. You know what I'm saying? Like, and he know this. He, you know, I don't know the whole story, but I know that one is trying. And I mean, 11 could be a little better with how he responds to things. And they was friends before this. It's like, man, but things have changed. And I understand that because life happens. But we it's the business side that we have to make sure that we don't let the personal get in the way of the business. And that's what we got to do better as right now, because we know it's an issue. Everybody's seeing some things, but we need to be able to talk things out as men. You know what I'm saying? But we need to let personal stuff go and let's get right for this game, because, man, it's like a lot of stuff, most of the time, it's just a conversation that just need to be had. But the person with the problem got to want to talk to the person other than others. Okay. That's all I'm saying. The person.
So this isn't just a media spectacle that they're making up between Jalen and AJ, okay? It's not. It's not. Jalen and AJ, they got problems, and it's affecting the whole team, and it's infecting the whole team. And I'll get to that. I have a conclusion. You're not going to like it. I don't even like it. But you see here, on the play that could have iced the game, AJ stops running. AJ stops running. He doesn't run out his play. He looks back. He doesn't see the ball is left yet. Like, if he really wanted to show up Jalen, then he would have ran through the end zone and probably would have caught the touchdown. But right here, he stops. He starts tiptoeing, and then he doesn't. He's what, 2 strides behind? It's unacceptable, man. You can't bitch and complain the whole week. Put a spotlight on the team when we're 4-0. Make it about yourself. And then do this. Devontae balls out. Dallas Goedert balled out. Jahan Dotson, he balled out. Called a beautiful pass down the sideline. We call your number and you do this. You know? Last season, everybody wants to go to the passing comments. He did that. Then he's pulling out a book on the sideline. Everybody thought that was cute. The book goes number 1. But yet I'm sitting here. I didn't like it then. I don't like it now. So I'm not changing up. It was unacceptable behavior. I've never seen somebody pull out a book on the sideline ever in any game. If you type that into Google, if you type that into YouTube, there's only one person that pops up. Guess who it is? He's selfish. He's T.O.'s son. He uses the same word, which I cannot stand. I loathe to the bottom of my core. When anytime a wide receiver or anybody uses the word misconstrue, it reminds me of T.O. And I'm like, no, T.O./AJ Brown. We hear what you're saying. We interpret it right. You're trying to tell us that the sky is green. Now you're trying to switch up and say the sky is blue, and then you add a but at the end of it. No, we know that the sky is blue. Period, point blank. We heard what you said. We're not misconstruing anything. But it everything from the, yeah, I was open, those comments, they don't talk. AJ and Jalen, they don't talk. They've told us this throughout the whole offseason. You know? They've told us this, left us little breadcrumbs throughout training camp. AJ's like, nah, we don't really communicate that much, but, you know, I'll come back to the huddle and say one thing to Jalen, then he'll hit me down the sideline. And I'm like, hold on, why isn't my superstar quarterback and my superstar wide receiver, why aren't they talking? Why aren't they talking? Now, it's very easy to say, well, I don't care if they're friends or not. Yeah, I don't care if they're friends or not either. But it's a little bit different when they were friends. Now they're not, and it's affecting the whole team. It's different now. So we have to address it. And everybody wants to bring up the fact that Jalen is the godfather of AJ's uh his child. Okay. And things are different now. And they don't need to be friends off the field. Okay, fair enough. But they still need to have chemistry, trust, and a connection on the field. Why? You look at Ben Roethlisberger and Antonio Brown. Would you say that they're friends off the field? No, but their chemistry and connection was A1 on the field. Does it make it easier when the wide receiver and the quarterback, when they're friends? Yes, because one, they trust each other. Two, their connection it's a mind meld. You look at Tom Brady and Julian Edelman. Tom is going to throw it to a spot, and he expects Jules to be there. And Jules, whenever he comes out of his break, he expects the ball to be at a certain spot. Same way with Tom and Gronk. You look at Matt Stafford and Cooper Kupp when he was in the league. I had to sit here and listen to people compare Cooper Kupp to Jerry Rice for 4 years. When this dude has two seasons over 1,000 yards. But why was he getting compared to Jerry Rice? Because he had one great season and he was getting peppered with targets by his boy, Matt Stafford. The trust was through the roof. They went on to win a Super Bowl. But you don't believe me? Let's listen to this.
I'm so sick of this Jalen and AJ thing. So today they have that play where it's a big play down the field, right? And you probably know more about the play because you get to watch the broadcast. But to me, it looks like Jalen drops back, he double clutches it, and then decides to throw the ball to AJ. AJ is going down the field, he's running, it looks like he stops and pulls up, and because of that, it's a short thing.
That's exactly what they said on the broadcast and what we saw.
It's a miscommunication, like whatever, right? And people go, AJ pulled up. Well, AJ probably also thought, wow, the ball really wasn't in their hand. I'm seeing the replay of that Hail Mary. AJ probably thought if the ball wasn't out by that point, it wasn't coming, and that's probably why he slowed up. If I had to guess what the reason was there. But honestly, the play is what it is. Like, it cost him, it's a big play. You know what really bothers me and I would be like straight up livid about if I was Nick Sirianni? I watched Jalen and AJ the entire time after that drive. I didn't see them talk to each other one time. I didn't see Jalen go over to AJ. I didn't see AJ go over to Jalen. And here's the deal. There's going to be plays that are messed up in a game. Jalen and AJ can't be perfect. I thought Jalen was really good today in the first half with the deep ball. I thought AJ did good against Patrick Surtain. But when you have a play like that, I need my quarterback and wide receiver talking about it on the sideline. Hey, man, even it could be a number of things. It could be, hey, man, my bad, I got you. Or AJ saying, hey, Jalen, my bad, like I pulled up. Or Jalen going, hey, like, what did you see there? Or AJ saying it. Like, I didn't see it. And I can't hear what they're saying on the sideline, but I know I saw Jalen go to his bench. I saw AJ go to his bench. I saw Jalen walk over to the offensive line, right past the receivers, walk right back. Like, could he have said something? Maybe, but I didn't see any substantive kind of like any substantive conversation.
Because they don't talk. They don't talk. They haven't talked. Everybody wants to go to that Super Bowl conversation on the sideline after they beat the brakes off of the Chiefs. Yeah, because they got the job done. They were at the finish line. So why not talk? But you saw, 2-3 days later, AJ puts out a tweet. Yeah, the Super Bowl was cool, but I really like dominating. I like dominating the cornerbacks or whatever. Some more me shit. We just swept it under the rug. Gets to the Super Bowl parade. They say it was I, me, I. They said I was selfish. They said but I'm a mother effing champion. Okay, all right. Swept that under the rug. Let's continue.
With them. And here's the point I'm making. This team,
and we're about to get to Jalen. Don't get me wrong. We're getting to Jalen.
Is talented enough to win the Super Bowl. And they probably will, or at least have a good chance of winning the Super Bowl. But you know why they might not? Stuff they can control getting out of control. You can control AJ and Jalen, and I mean them too, not the team. Jalen and AJ can control if they talk after a play about what went wrong. Jalen and AJ can control their relationship. Jalen and AJ can control it being a distraction. And it's been a distraction all week. Just like they can control pre-snap penalties. Just like they can...
No, it's been a distraction all off season. And nobody wanted to point it out. I'm tired of it, yo.
Control all these things that today beat them. Like, if they would, look, the Broncos are a good team. There's no shame in losing to the Broncos, to be completely honest. They've won 20 of 21 games. They're 4-1. Like, but what is the shame is that they're going to lose. They lost this game the way they did. And Nick has said, you know, like, if they lose a game where they're tough detailed together, he can take that. They were not detailed. They were not together. And I mean, tough we can debate. But like, that right there is the prime example of why the season could crumble apart. Wow, look at that. Like, they need to be more disciplined. Like, full stop. And it really, really hurt them today.
Yeah, and look.
Yeah, man. Which brings me to Jalen Hurts. All right. We're in year 6 of Jalen being in the league, okay? I can't, in good faith, I watch too much football. I can't, in good faith, give Jalen all the praise when it comes to the comeback in the Rams game and thinking that he has full autonomy at the line of scrimmage. And then when things crumble apart, and why isn't the offense moving, put all the blame on Kevin Patullo. I can't do it. Because does Jalen have autonomy at the line or does he not? Yes, Kevin needs to call better plays. But if Jalen sees that it's not a good play, then he can audible out of it. And I'd rather him audible out of every single play until KP gets it right than run the plays that he's sending in. I'd rather that happen. And installing a blitz beater, we're in year 6 and the blitz is still an issue. I put that on the quarterback. I don't put that on any offensive coordinator that comes in. If I know this, to put AJ in the slot, put Devontae in the slot, whoever in the slot, Dallas Goedert, Jahan Dotson, put him in the slot, wherever the blitz is coming, have him run a slant behind the blitz. So if I know this, why isn't this being executed? I can't put that on Kevin Patullo or any other OC. Especially if I think Jalen has full autonomy at the line. He needs to switch it up. And the biggest thing, and this is just me, okay? Everything else you might agree with. This part you're probably not going to agree with. But I go back to that Carolina Panthers game, and people want to point to A.J. Brown saying passing, the quotes passing, but I look at it before that, and to me, it seems like Jalen was looking him off that game, okay? When it happened the first time, if you watch the game, you don't believe me, go watch the highlights. You can see it in the highlights. You don't even have to watch the all 22, but if you look at the game, it looks like he was looking at AJ's way, then going somewhere. AJ would come wide ass open, and then he would go somewhere else and throw a touchdown. He did it twice. Maybe more. So it seems like Jalen was trying to prove a point that we can win with you or we can win without you. And then AJ goes on to say passing in the media. My conclusion to all this is that we need to trade AJ. We need to trade AJ. I don't like it, but it needs to happen. I don't want it to happen. It needs to happen. And I blame Howie and I blame Nick for this because they knew this was an issue and they didn't address it. They need to trade AJ. Why? Because like cancer, you need to cut the cancer out. Cut the cancer out before it spreads, or you can have an issue. They didn't cut it out. Now it's spreading amongst the team. And if you know anything about it, if you know anything about cancer, you catch it early, you cut it out. But once it spreads, you have to do chemo. Do we need to do chemo on the whole team? I don't think so. But it might still be early enough that we could just cut it out. So trade AJ to Cincinnati for T. Higgins. Figure out the money. I don't care. Trade AJ to, I don't know, Atlanta for Drake London. Trade AJ to the Browns for Cedric Tillman. For another big body receiver that Jalen could trust and throw it up to. Because they got some stuff they want to prove. Jalen wants to prove that he can win with or without AJ. And it seems like AJ wants to prove to everybody else that he could be a great receiver if he gets the ball. He doesn't care about winning. Because you know how I know he doesn't care about winning? Because of this. This isn't a winning play right here. When you have your man beat, but you don't run out to route because you don't think you're getting the ball. Would we accept this if that was Quez Watkins? Would we be on Quez's ass if that was Quez Watkins? That's all I'm saying. The team, we need to play complementary football. We haven't done it yet. The defense has been carrying us. 3 and outs. It's making me sick. We've got more 3 and outs. It's pissing me off because the defense can be great, but we can't. Listen, man, I don't want to be the 2000 Ravens. I don't want to be the 2000 Ravens. I want to be the 2025 Eagles. That means shutting teams down and blowing them out. Period, point blank. We don't need to have these nail biters where the offense is stagnant, where the offense is constipated, the defense is doing their job, and then we've been working for this loss. Did we have some uncharacteristic plays? Zach Bond getting that penalty? Yes. Keely Ringo getting cooked? That's a part of it. But we should have never been in that position to begin with. Honestly. Now we got a short week. It's a good thing and it's a bad thing. It's a good thing because we have to move on and play the next game so we can put this stench behind us. You know? But at the same time, it's a bad thing because we gotta fix this within 4 days. And we gotta go to MetLife on that sorry ass grass and try to not get an injury on a short week when we're already short a couple bodies. So, look, man, I'm tired of all these. Get it together. Everybody get your head out of their ass. Nick, Kevin, AJ, Jalen, trade AJ. I blame Howie and I blame Nick for this. It's ruining. It's going to divide the locker room. I don't want that, okay? We're still in a Super Bowl window. We can fix this. AJ, it seems like he doesn't want to be a part of the team. He doesn't want to play team ball, all right? Grant everybody their wish. Trade him so we can get back to playing team ball and AJ can put up all the stats he wants. You got all the analysis from everywhere else. I'm giving you my analysis on this situation. I'm tired of all these dudes. That's all I got. Hit the like button, subscribe, all that stuff.